So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Webinar Wednesday from Sight and Sound Technology. I can't believe we're in the first Wednesday of October already. My name is Stuart Lawler. I'm the head of digital content here at Sight and Sound Technology, and I'm also joined by my colleague Sharon Lyons, who's known to many people and of course was the genius behind our last session on Microsoft Excel, which was extremely popular. We got lots of nice feedback for that, so thank you to Sharon for putting that together. Today, we're talking about Envision, this amazing AI wearable technology that's come out of the Netherlands. And it was the brainchild of Karthik Kannan and his co-founder. And Karthik is with us today. And we'll hear a little bit about Karthik in a few minutes and maybe what drove him to do all this stuff. And Envision, of course, has had a couple of updates recently, some price changes, some exciting things Karthik will be sharing with us. I'm really excited to find out more today. Now, if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can raise your hand on the Zoom meeting platform by pressing Alt and Y. We will be taking questions at the end of Karthik's presentation, so raise your hand and we'll make sure we get you in the queue. I suspect there will be many. You can also chat by pressing Alt and H. We did have an issue with chat at the last webinar. We have verified today that chat is working properly. So you can use Alt and H to chat. If you want to put a message in chat, Sharon will be keeping an eye on that.
Yep.
Or you can raise your hand with Alt and Y, and I will keep an eye on raised hands. Before we introduce Karthik Kannan, just a quick word about a couple of events that are taking place next week. It's actually a busy week in the SightLoss calendar. Next week, from the 10th to the 16th of October, is National Braille Week. And if you watch our social media next week, you'll see a couple of things going up in relation to National Braille Week. We have a podcast that we're going to publish with the chair of UCAF, that's the UK Association for Alternative Formats. And we also have a couple of nice blog pieces about learning Braille and a really, really innovative course from the Brailleist Foundation. All that will be published next week. Keep an eye on our social media and website. And on Thursday, the 13th of October, we're marking World Sight Day with some posts, social media posts, and supporting some of the posts and comms from our charity partners. So lots of things happening next week on our website and social media. Keep an eye on those channels if you'd like to know more. Now, delighted to introduce Karthik Kannan, who's co-founder of Envision. And Karthik is based in the Netherlands. And really what Karthik and the team have been doing in the last couple of years is really groundbreaking, and it's such exciting technology. So Karthik, first of all, you're welcome to the session. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Sharon, and all of the Sight and Sound team for having me on the webinar today. It's incredible to be here. I'm super excited to be talking about the glasses, showing the glasses, and hopefully answer some questions, as many as I can possibly take, and interact with folks who want to know more about the glasses. So thank you for having me. Really, really excited to be here.
Brilliant, thanks. We're going to pass all the hard questions to you, Karthik. We'll take the easy ones, okay? Just label the hard ones for you.
Yeah.
Listen, can I go back before, I suppose, just maybe a little bit about yourself and your background and what brought you to Envision? What brought you to found this kind of amazing company?
Sure. I just going back down memory lane about 7 years ago. That was the beginning of Envision. It was in about late 2016. I've always been a technology person. I've always, my passion has always been programming computers, and that's what it's been since the age of 12 or 13. I could remember I was always very fascinated by computers and programming in general, and especially, like when I was a kid, I had an opportunity to build a website for my school, which made me realize how impactful software could be, or I found it a very exciting space to be in. So I kind of grew up wanting to be a programmer. And in college is when I met my co-founder, who is also called Karthik. We both were roommates in the first year of college, and we were close friends throughout college and after that as well. And we worked on a whole lot of projects together. We had our own little student startup when we were in college. We worked on a bunch of apps together as for fun. After college, even though we were both doing completely different things, he went into design, I went into software engineering. But the two of us always kept in touch and kept working on very interesting things together. And it was in 2016 that we had a chance to talk at a school for the blind in India, in my hometown. So my close friend's mother was actually the headmistress at the school, the principal at the school, and she called me and my co-founder to have to give a talk to the kids that were leaving high school. Somehow she thought we had it all figured out, which we hadn't at all. So, but she thought we were just interesting folks to come and talk to the kids. So the main idea behind the talk was to like share what an engineer and what a designer does, right? And like I went into the talk with the main idea of just telling the kids that, hey, listen, an engineer and a designer, at the end of the day, all they do is solve problems for a living. I wake up in the morning, I open my laptop, I have a whole bunch of problems to solve, and I just go about solving them. And hopefully, if I solve enough number of hard problems, I might be able to make some impact with the work I do. And honestly, it was supposed to be a 30 to 45-minute conversation with the kids that day, because high school kids, I thought, okay, they're probably going to be tired at the end of the day. They probably won't be so interested in what we're going to say. But after the talk, we just posed a question to the kids there, asking what kind of problems would they like to solve when they grew up. And, honestly, I was expecting something like, oh, I want to solve, cancer, for example, or I want to, be able to solve going to space. And I was thinking of like, really big problems that people, that the kids would have wanted to solve. Because I was also at some point, when I was a kid and I wanted to solve these really big problems, but they were talking about the basic stuff in life. Like they said, hey, I wanted to be able to go out more independently. I wanted to be able to plan a last minute trip with my friends and join them if they go out somewhere. I want to be able to read a book independently. I want to be able to live independently by myself once I leave, school. So independence became this central theme in every single thing. And they were talking about the stuff that I thought or I took for granted in my daily life, because I am sighted, and those are the things that were extremely hard or impossible for a lot of the kids to do by themselves. They were very intimidated by the more mundane things in life. And that's when it really struck me, because a lot of people assume that I started Envision, or we started Envision, because there is someone in our lives, who was visually impaired, and maybe a relative or a close friend. But it really wasn't that. It was just a bunch of high school kids who felt that they wanted to live life more independently and weren't able to. And it really struck me and my co-founder. And I remember we were supposed to head out for a movie that day, but we just decided to pull the plug on that, went to a cafe nearby and just started talking about what could we do. I was working in artificial intelligence research at that time, and I could see that there are many areas that artificial intelligence was actually beginning to beat humans in. And my co-founder, he was doing his master's thesis his master's in industrial design, and he was seeing accessible design becoming a more mainstream thing. And we thought, okay, why not create a simple prototype app which would combine artificial intelligence and accessible design, and see if we can apply the advances in artificial intelligence to help people improve or be more independent. So that was a starting point for Envision. It was not to start a company, it was not to build glasses, it was just to take this tech, build something interesting with it, and just show the world that, this technology, this artificial intelligence, which is really starting to come onto the horizon, that can play a huge role in making the world more accessible for people with a visual impairment. And we started working on this as a simple project. And but yeah, like about 8 months later, we had around 500 people using a prototype of the Envision app. People who we didn't know at all, and we did zero marketing for the app, because it was just supposed to be a student app. It was not supposed to be something that people would use and stuff like that. But it blossomed to about 500 people. And when we decided to pull the plug on the prototype app, because of course, we didn't have a lot of money ourselves, and we were just putting our own money into the project. And at some point it became too big. And I remember sending an email to all the 500 people who signed up for the early alpha version of the app, saying that, hey, listen, it's been great, but we've got to pull the plug on this, because it was supposed to be a student project. But thank you so much for your support. We're definitely going to go ahead and showcase to the world what artificial intelligence and thoughtful design can do. But I remember waking up the next day in the morning and hearing back from all 500 people saying it's just stupid. You guys are shutting this thing down. It's buggy. Yes, it needs a lot of work. Yes, but it's been having a huge impact. And this was early 2017. Before the current wave of AI apps, along with Envision, that have come. So it was very novel, and people were really egging us to like do this full time. And so that's when we decided to start Envision as a company. And I moved from India to the Netherlands, to start the company along with my co-founder, and we've been on this journey ever since. And in fact, just 1 week from now is going to be the 5-year anniversary of Envision. So we've been doing it for 5 years. And it's been a hell of a ride. So
Wow,
really,
it certainly sounds it, and I guess you've come a long way from that, from the time you were in that school. Again, sometimes chances, the principal, friend of your mum's, and you go in to chat to the kids, and then
yeah.
sitting in the cafe, and here you are now. I was curious, you moved to Netherlands. That's a pretty big move, I think, from where you were in India. New life, new setup, and then you started a business. Is that all? Was it very scary? Were you thinking, what if this doesn't work? Or it seems a big thing.
Honestly, I mean, at the risk of sounding very philosophical, I think I was just kind of going down a path very blindly, to be honest.
Yeah.
The very funny thing was I just got married 2 months before I moved to the Netherlands. And, I still remember telling my wife that, what, listen, I'm going to go to give a shot at this incubator in the Netherlands, a startup incubator. I'm going to be back in a few weeks. That's my expectation was I would give this a shot in the Netherlands. And it was so far-fetched, it's unheard of for like someone to like go to a different country and start a company on a whim. I didn't even study here or do my master's. I had no connection to the Netherlands before starting Envision. And I just remember telling my wife that, what, I'm going to be back in a few weeks' time. I'm just going to go there. I'm going to give this incubator thing a shot. If it works, which it's extremely low probability that it might, I'm going to be there. But if not, then I'm going to come back, and I'm mostly going to be coming back. So, and I remember calling my wife like 2 months later and telling her, okay, you got to pack your bags and move here. It was, honestly, it was not, I always, thought in the back of my mind somewhere, I just believed that this might work out, or I was hoping it might work out, because it was incredible to be working on it when we were doing this as a project. And I was just thinking, okay, I'd be incredibly lucky if I get to do this every day of my life. And yeah, I think I am. I think, like me and Karthik feel incredibly lucky to be doing this every single day. It feels like we're really, it feels too good to be true sometimes. So
Okay, brilliant. The one thing that's coming across as you're talking is just passion. You're living this stuff, and you love it, and it's really fantastic to see. So thank you for just kind of giving us a little bit of context, because I think it's interesting for people to know. I just also want to mention that we have Vanessa Weiger, who's the Chief Marketing Officer as well at Envision, and Vanessa has joined the session, and we're going to bring Vanessa up onto the panel so that she's happy to answer questions as well. Karthik, you'd be glad to hear. She'll give you a hand if you need help. So I'll do that in just a sec. So Karthik, maybe, I suppose, for people who don't, there might be people in this room who don't know about Envision, who might have come along because they're curious, but they may not actually understand what you guys have developed and the different offerings, I suppose, whether it's the app or the glasses. Do you want to give us a bit of info on that?
Sure. So for those of you who don't know, Envision is a tool that helps people with people who are blind or low vision, people with low vision, to be able to live more independently by just converting the visual information around them into speech. So we have got two products. The first one that we launched was the Envision app. So the Envision app is an app that helps you take pictures of things around you, and it extracts information from those pictures and speaks it out to you. So it is an app that is in many ways that has some commonalities with other existing AI apps. So it is capable of reading text, recognizing faces, objects, and so much more. But Envision as a company, we've put a lot of effort into like making sure that reading text is what Envision does incredibly well amongst all the things that it does. So in terms of reading text, the Envision app is able to go ahead and help you scan documents. It's able to help you read short pieces of text in real time, completely offline. it's also able to help you read, for example, a PDF. So you might have a 300-page, 400-page inaccessible PDF. You want to go ahead and read that with the Envision app. You can do that. You can use it to read EPUBs. You can use it to read Word files. You can use it to read, like I said, PDFs, images. So it's capable of reading a whole bunch of file formats. Apart from that, you can also export the text as a PDF if you want to. So you can take an image PDF that you might receive and then just convert that easily into like a proper accessible PDF with the Envision app, save it to the library and so on. But ever since we launched the Envision app, one common feedback we've always had was, it's great that you could do a lot of things with Envision. It's capable of reading handwritten text. It does a whole bunch of features, but it's also not the best possible user experience because, you have to hold a phone in one hand, you've got to point it around, and then it's not the best possible experience. And so that's when we started working on the Envision glasses. So in 2019, Envision won the Google Play Award for the best accessibility experience. And I used that award as a key to get into the upper management at Google and pitch the idea at Google when I went to receive the award that, hey, listen, we would love to go ahead and put this technology onto some kind of wearables if you're working on them. And they said, yeah, we're working on the next edition of the Google Glass that everyone thought was dead, but Google has been silently working on bringing it back. And they said, okay, we usually, sell these glasses only to enterprises, businesses, but we're okay to sell it to you, and you can sell it to end customers if you think it's going to be useful for you. So I remember coming back with 2 pairs of Google glasses, and we ported the software of the Envision app onto the Envision glasses. We also gave it a lot more features, that become possible only when you use wearables, right? For example, you can make video calls from your phone, but making a video call directly from your glasses, that is another experience altogether, because you don't have to hold your phone and point it around. You can just wear a pair of glasses, your video is streamed from the glasses, your audio streamed from the glasses to someone on the other side, and they can actually see what you're seeing and hear what you're speaking, and you can hear what they're speaking. So those kind of possibilities start coming up when you actually have the glasses. So we started working on the Envision glasses, and we launched the Envision glasses in October of 2020. It's in fact going to be 2 years, of the Envision glasses, pre-order campaign launch. And the glasses do a few things the app does and more. So the glasses are capable of reading handwritten text in over 80 different languages. It's capable of reading short pieces of text and also books, documents, newspapers, magazine articles, whatever type of reading material you throw at it, the glasses are able to read it. You can also export the text that you read from the glasses to the app and so on. So it's able to do a lot of things. The app does. It's also able to recognize faces, detect currency, tell you the amount of light in the room, detect objects. And we have all these AI features, and we also have video calling that's built right into the glasses, where you can make a call from a friend, from the glasses to a friend or a family member completely hands-free. And apart from video calling, we have also made the glasses into a platform, which means it operates in a way that's very similar to your iPhone or your Android phone, wherein you can install third-party apps onto the Envision glasses. So we have 2 third-party apps that come built into the Envision glasses. One is the Cash Reader app, which is very, very popular. If you want to recognize currency, instead of building our own currency recognition system, we partnered with Cash Reader, and they have an app on the Envision glasses that's available to all glasses users. And we've got Aira as another third-party app on the Envision glasses as well. So you're able to make Aira calls directly from the Envision glasses, completely hands-free, to an Aira agent. I'm going to show you how that works today. Actually, it's quite magical the way it works. And that's also another third-party app that you can install on the Envision glasses, right? So we have a lot of third-party apps that are in the works right now. Think about all the favorite apps that you use on your phone today. I don't want to name them because, of course, all of those things are under work right now, and and Vanessa would not be happy if I would reveal names too early. But yeah. It's eventually going to become a platform with its own set of apps that are made for the Envision glasses, and we hope that when people buy a pair of Envision glasses, they don't just get Envision's technology, but they get all the other favorite apps that they use also onto the glasses. So that's a brief introduction about the glasses and the app and everything in between. So yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, Karthik. And it's of course really exciting what you guys are doing. Just we did have yet another issue with chat. Thank you to Sharon for sorting that out behind the stage. So behind the scenes rather. So chat is up and running now, and I see chat messages coming in already. If you would like to ask a question, you can go on chat, of course, Alt and H, or tap the chat button if you're on a mobile device, or you can raise your hand with Alt and Y, or type the chat button, and Sharon will be busy to see loads of questions coming in on chat. So Karthik, would you like to tell us maybe some things that have been added recently? There's been a bit of excitement lately about Envision, some new things that have been happening, and maybe give us a bit of a demo of Aira, because you mentioned Aira. It's very exciting, I think.
Yeah, sure. So we've got a couple of things that are new on the Envision glasses, that I think are game changers in terms of what they're capable of doing. The first thing is with regards to reading text, scanning documents specifically. So when you want to scan documents, usually with a wearable or with a smartphone app, it's a bit of like a guessing game, right? So you have to know where to hold the document. If you were to use other wearable, devices similar to Envision, you usually have to get a hang of where to actually hold the document, and then you'll have to take a picture and then just go through the contents of the output and see if you've got the entire image or not, the entire document or not, right? So we built a feature called Smart Guidance, which takes out the guessing game from whether you're actually holding the document correctly or not, right? So that's the first thing I want to show, and the second thing is of course the Aira. So in front of me, I've got a document here. One second, let me just pull up something. All right. So I've got a document here. It's a document that we usually use when we want to showcase, how the glasses work, in people. So I'm wearing the Envision glasses right now. So as soon as I wear the Envision glasses, it speaks out home. What I've done here is I've connected the glasses to a Bluetooth speaker. There are two types of ways to hear the audio from the screen reader on the glasses. One is the standard audio output that's located right next to your right ear. And then there is also, you can also connect the glasses via Bluetooth to a speaker or your AirPods and so on, right? So when I'm on the Envision glasses, there is a trackpad on the glasses that I can use to swipe through the different menus, or I can also use the glasses with voice commands. So I can also speak out the name of a feature, and the glasses would actually go ahead and open them up for me, and I can start using them. I'm going to use touch for the first example, and then I'm going to use voice commands to call an Aira agent. So home. I'm at home right now. I'm just going to swipe forward. Read. I'm in the read category. I can just do a one finger double tap. Read instant text. So I've got instant text, which is when you want to read short pieces of text, very quickly. I'm going to not use that when I want to scan documents or when I want to scan books. I would just use the scan text feature. Scan text. So I'm using scan text right now. I've got a document in front of me. The moment I turn it on, scan text is going to guide me on how to take a picture. It would automatically take a picture when the document is fully in frame. And then it's also going to tell me the layout of the document. So if the document contains columns, contains headings, it's going to recognize all of that, and it's going to speak it out to me. Move document up or your head down. Move document right. Move document right. So you heard the document actually being clicked. Reader, English. Girl with a pearl earring, an oil painting by Dutch Golden Age painter Johannes Vermeer, represents a young woman in a dark, shallow space. She wears a blue and gold turban, the titular pearl earring, and a gold. And what I did here was I just paused the text by doing a simple one finger double tap. And I can also swipe through the text. And whenever there is a new language that the glasses detect, it automatically switches from, switches to the correct voice. So. Español. La joven con un pendiente de perla, una pintura al óleo del pintor holandés de la Edad de Oro, Johannes Vermeer, representa. Right. And I just again pause the glasses. And the glasses are not just capable of reading Latin languages or European languages like English, Dutch, or Spanish. It's also capable of reading Japanese, or Chinese, or Arabic, or Hebrew, or Persian, or whatever language you throw at it. It can recognize more than 80 different languages. You don't have to pay for any of these languages separately. They're all built into the glasses itself and can be used without a cost. So,
Revenue. オランダ黄金時代の画家ヨハネス・フェルメールの油絵である真珠の耳飾りの
So the glasses now are reading Japanese. What I can also do is I can do a simple 2-finger single tap.
Export text. Double tap to export the text to your Envision app.
So I can also go ahead and export this text that I just scanned on the glasses over to the Envision app, and I can just easily pick up from where I left off from within the Envision app, or export it from the Envision app to other formats. So the glasses don't require you to have a smartphone per se. Like I'm not opening up my phone right now. Everything that I'm doing happens on the glasses, but you can connect the glasses to the Envision app. And by connecting the glasses to the Envision app, you can go ahead and easily, export the text that you're reading, or you can use other features of the Envision app you customize your glasses a lot more easier using the app itself, right? And the glasses do require, or for some features, for example, when it comes to scanning text, you do require an internet connection as of now, but the glasses are capable of connecting to the Wi-Fi that is indoors. You can also connect the glasses to the hotspot on your phone, and the glasses are capable of automatically switching between these two networks. So if you're someone who's scanning a document indoors or using the call an Aira feature indoors, you can also use the same feature outdoors, and the glasses would automatically go ahead and switch the Wi-Fi, switch from Wi-Fi to your hotspot connection without having to, worry about like the internet connectivity or the connectivity dropping. So that's capable of working in both these situations. And of course, there are features on the glasses that don't require an internet connection. For example, there is a feature called instant text, where you can read short pieces of text. You don't need an internet connection at all for that. If you want to look around for objects or scan for faces, all of that don't require an internet connection right now. And you can also do all of these things offline. And we're bringing more features offline as we speak. So that was scanning a document. And of course, it goes without saying that glasses are also capable of reading handwritten text. So it can read both blocky handwriting and also cursive handwriting. There needs to be some, of course, there is a limitation, of course, on if the handwriting is not very neat, then probably the glasses won't read it. If a human can read it, the glasses are also capable of reading it for the most part.
Export text.
So
home.
I'm at home right now. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to call an Aira agent. So I'm going to do that not using touch, but I'm going to do that using the voice commands feature on the Envision glasses. So I activate voice commands, call an Aira agent.
Opening call an Aira agent. Connecting to an Aira agent.
Hi, thanks for calling Aira. This is Carrie. What would you like to do today?
Hi, Carrie. My name is Karthik. I'm one of the founders of Envision. I'm using the Envision glasses right now to show, the good folks from UK, who are on a webinar with me about how the glasses and Aira work together. So could you maybe give me a short description of what you see in front of you, and how the audio and the video quality is?
Yes. So what I see in front of you, it looks like maybe you're in a Zoom call. And I can see what looks to be either 2 or 4 people. I see 2 windows and names below them. And then I see your laptop. I see a cup on the table. Oh, I can see, okay, you're in an office. Really cool design on the windows. And I see some, I can actually see across the other side of the building with a window. It looks, I can see out the window a little bit.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, and it's actually a really clear picture right now. Really good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm actually having the glasses actually connected to the hotspot on my phone. So I mean, if the quality is how is the audio quality on the glasses? as well?
It is. Yeah, it's very great, actually. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thanks
Really
so much.
good.
Thanks so much, Carrie. I just wanted to show people how Aira and Envision Glasses work together. So thank you.
That's amazing. Yeah, you're so welcome. Everybody I talk to loves them. So
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
you're welcome. You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
One finger swipe down again to exit. Call ended. Call ended.
All right. So
Home.
that was a small I would say like a quick demo of the Aira call. Apart from that, on the glasses, you can also scan multiple documents at once using the batch scan mode. You can get a description of the scene and so on. And one more thing I have to mention with regards to Aira is that we have an offer that's running with them till the 31st of the month, where you can actually make a purchase of the Envision glasses and connect that with your Aira account, and you'd get 200 minutes of Aira calls free when you connect your Envision glasses and your Aira account for the first time. This is a one-time offer of 200 minutes, and you can use it on your Envision glasses on your phone. It's going to come into your account as soon as you connect the glasses and the app and Aira services together, which is very, very simple. You just need to scan a QR code once you open up your Aira web page on the web on the desktop, and it should be working fine. So that's a quick demo of these two features, which are all new and exciting. We have a whole bunch of other features that are in the works right now. We have massive updates that are going to be pushed out this month in the object, in the find objects and explore mode category. We have a couple of other apps that people have been asking for already in the chat. I can see some names. I don't want to say yes or no right now, but we have those guys also in the works as apps on the glasses as well. So we have a whole bunch of exciting stuff to announce, hopefully by the end of this year or early next year. Yeah, open to questions.
Brilliant. Thanks, Karthik. So a load of stuff coming in the chat, and I see Vanessa's been busily answering as much as she can, which is great. I just wanted to address one I saw from Mairead over here in Ireland, who's asking about trying out the glasses. And Vanessa did, I think, respond to that. There is a 30-day money back guarantee, Mairead. We're not in a position to loan the glasses out to people before they purchase. We may be able to talk to you to see if NCBI might be able to facilitate something. So if you want to give us a shout or give me a shout, we'll see, can we organize something for you. Sharon, was there anything you wanted to mention in chat that hasn't been addressed? I know a lot of it has.
Yes, Vanessa's brilliant. I haven't had anything to do.
Yeah.
But I would like to, for those who maybe don't access chat, it might be nice to go through some of the excellent questions and excellent answers, if that's okay.
Absolutely. And then we might bring Vanessa in just to say hello. But yeah, let's go through those first.
Does Vanessa want to say hello now?
Vanessa, we bring Vanessa in. Yeah, we'll just go through the chat first, and then Vanessa, we'll let you say a few words. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Perfect.
Okay, so there's just one question here. Well, plenty of questions. So is there any problem with the right focal length when using the glasses? So is there can you, and actually I had a question from someone yesterday about this, do things have to be a certain distance from you for Envision glasses to read?
Yeah, I would recommend like an arm's distance, so that would be my recommendation for someone looking to, read stuff with the glasses. So for example, let's say you're trying to read a document like what I was just scanning right now. I just held it almost at an arm's distance from the glasses, and the glasses, when you're especially scanning documents or books, they are capable of telling you if you need to move the document further away. Yes. So, you don't need to guess too much because the AI automatically understands if the document is too close, then it knows that, okay, you should move it a little bit further away. So the glasses give you guidance. And in general, when you want to scan documents or anything in general, just, anything you want the glasses to focus on, just an arm's distance away from you is more than enough, for the glasses to pick up. And you can just hold it pretty much right in front of your nose, a few inches away from your nose. In front of your nose should be more than enough for the glasses to pick it up because it has a very wide field of view,
And then, yeah, thanks for that. That's smart. The kind of advice it gives you is really, really good. That's working really well on my demo glasses here. And but also when it's detecting objects, when you're in a room? Is there kind of a, or faces even, do you have to be a certain distance from those?
Not really. Like I said,
No.
an arm's distance or a meter away is more than enough. Like the glasses are capable of picking up faces from up to about 1.5 meters away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that would be a thing. I also see like a very interesting question here from Adam Tweed, who says one of the biggest issues of Google Glass was the public perception and the idea of being recorded without permission. He uses the term glass hole. That is sort of the right term. I think it's also an interesting question to address. Like so far we've sold hundreds of these glasses, like if not more. And I can definitely say without a doubt that, when people use it out and about in public with their friends, with their family members, when they explain the whole reason for why they're using these glasses, I think, the reaction is usually the exact opposite of the term glass hole, where people feel like this is a really cool piece of technology. And because I think its primary use case is to help people versus, like a tech tool for the sake of being a technology tool, which was what the first Google Glass was like that. Like there was no real use case for it yet. People just, Google launched it because they thought it was going to be the next wave of computing. It was a little too ahead of its time. But I think when we see people using the Envision glasses out and about, people are more than just curious and welcome, because they know exactly how the glasses work. And I think is, for people who are sighted on the other end of the, or who are the other side, who might be looking at someone using these glasses, there is a clear LED light that is visible on the glasses the moment the camera comes on. And whenever people don't really, use the camera, the LED goes off, which means that, people are aware that, yeah, the camera is on and so on and so forth. Yeah, just thought I'd put it out there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not saving pictures or video. It's not recording video or anything, is it? It's just using it for the information for the person.
Yeah. So we don't really use the data that's captured. Like we are very, very clear in terms of like asking. So our data, policy is opt out by default versus opt in, which means that by default we don't collect user data. If we do as well, we ask people if they want to share the data with us, which by default we don't share. And the only reason why we collect data is we use it to improve our AI overall, and we store it for a certain period of time. And once we train our AI on the customer data, we don't need that data anymore, so we just discard it. And so the amount of data we actually capture is very, very little, and that only from consenting users who explicitly ask us about sharing data with Envision and being okay with that, and then saying, yeah, I'd like to share data. So it's opt out by default and not opt in. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, I was going to just remind Sharon before you went on with chat, just if anyone wants to raise their hand and ask a question, or for anyone maybe who wasn't able to put anything in chat, if you want to raise your hand, you can press Alt and Y or activate the raise hand button. We don't have any raised hands at the moment. And there we go, we have one raised hand already. Did you want to mention anything else, Sharon?
Or there's just lots of
There's
very
so
good
much, yeah.
questions and answers here. So I can carry on if you like, or maybe Paul would like to ask a question.
Okay, well, let's go to Paul. We'll give Sharon a break, and then we will bring Vanessa in to say hello, because Vanessa does, outside of Envision, Vanessa is a bit of a marathon runner as well, so we might ask her about that. So let's bring Paul, who has a question. Sorry. So Paul, you should be able to unmute yourself, hopefully. Hello, Paul. Oh, so Paul, we're told you can't talk because you're using an older version of Zoom, unfortunately. Allowed to talk is not available. So sorry about that. I'm not sure. I've never seen that before in Zoom. So there you go. This is a live event. Sharon, did you want to mention any other questions or comments?
There was a couple of other hands there, Stuart, if you wanted to.
Yeah, let's have a look at hands. Okay, let's carry on with hands then.
Yeah.
So we have Sandy from Tipperary. Let's go with Sandy. well known to us over here, a great evangelist for all sorts of tech. Hi, Sandy.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, we have you.
Can you hear me? Voiceover's talking in my head as well, which is, it does it even when I haven't got the phone. What I want to say is I missed the very beginning, some of the introduction. So I hope I'm not asking something that's already been mentioned, but it's the possibility of working with other apps like Be My Eyes and NaviLens.
Yeah.
Is there any plan to make that possible?
Yes, both the companies that you mentioned are in the works right now, at different stages, of course. For example, the glasses are already capable of reading blind square QR codes. So in a way, we do work with blind square as well. With NaviLens, we are in the early stages. With both NaviLens and Be My Eyes, we're in the early stages. We're hoping to push both of them out probably by early next year. So when they're going to be available, they're going to be made available to everybody who's been using the glasses so far, right? So they're going to be available as free updates for everybody. Yeah.
That is excellent. And one more little add-on. I know you're just introducing the special glasses with the Envision app, but for those of us who might want to try other forms, for example, Apple Glass, when it comes out, would the platform be transferable? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. So as of today, like the only pair of glasses that Envision works with is the Google Glass. But having said that, if there are other glasses that we think are good enough, for our use case, right? Of course, Apple and Google and Facebook and all of them are working on their own smart glasses, but they might or might not be fitting our use case. So if it does, fit our use case, we can very easily port our software onto those glasses as well. But to be honest, I do think they are a few years away from being actually introduced. Like my estimate is about 3 years at least, because the primary bottleneck for such glasses to become mainstream is one, people have to be willing to adopt them. So the very, very early versions of these devices might only work with very early adopters of the technology, and they might be bulky in general because you need to pack a lot of electronics into such a small space. Because someone like a regular sighted user might or might not have use cases for the Google Glass. Because the most important piece of technology in these AR glasses are the display, because they do all the augmented reality display and so on, but that is still a few years away. So if there are glasses that really suit our use case, we can port our technology onto it fairly easily. But for now, these glasses have been the ones that we found best so far. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Sandy. Nice to hear you. Take care. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. That was Sandy. And we have Titus Fernando. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So if I didn't, Titus, please let me know. You should be able to unmute yourself. And we'd love to hear your question. I'm just going to send you an unmute request again, Titus. For some reason, we're not getting your unmute. Yeah, we have you.
What is the price of these glasses? How much do they cost?
So are you in the UK?
I'm in the UK, yes.
Let me get my little prices up here. So in the UK, the glasses are £1,995, and that's excluding VAT.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a million. Okay. Sorry, Karthik.
Yeah, just sorry, like when we're on the topic of pricing and so on, I have to mention a couple of points. I think it might be very useful for students who are on this call. So the Envision glasses are authorized as a support device for students and can be claimed on the DSL grant, which is Disabled Student Loans. So that, we're more than happy to I think Sight and Sound does a great job of working with students and helping them go through this. And we want to work with as many organizations and charities in the UK, and we can work with Sight and Sound to go ahead and maybe share some demo units with you, or even if Envision, if you'd like us to do something similar with your organization where we get on a call, show you the glasses in detail, we would love to go ahead and do that as well. So just wanted to put it out there for the students that we are covered under DSL. So if you'd like to get a pair of glasses that way, then please contact Sight and Sound. They can help you with stuff.
It sounds like a great tool for college in all sorts of ways. Okay, we'll go to two more questions. We have Graham Page, and then we'll go to Mark Pilkington. So Graham, hopefully you can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hi, Graham.
Yeah, it's a non-technical question really, but if you buy these glasses as a totally blind person who doesn't normally need glasses, do they come with some kind of dummy lens so that you don't just have the wire frames?
Yeah, they do. So there are actually 3 different types of frames for the Envision glasses. The first is the default frame that comes with the Envision glasses, the one that I'm wearing today. So that is a thin titanium frame that contains no lenses at all, so it's just got no lenses. It's got like a nose bridge. So the frame sits on your nose and then it's connected on the right to the Envision glasses. So that's the default titanium frame that the glasses come with. We do have another frame called the Smith Optics frame. And the Smith Optics frame is a thicker frame. It's like a slightly thicker version of your sunglasses. The thicker frame is where you can actually add, there are inserts to add your own lenses. So you can, by default, the frames ship with clear lenses. But if you want to, if there is someone out there, who probably needs to add prescription lenses or dark lenses, it's possible to add it with a Smith Optics frame. And then there's a third frame called the Lux frames, and they're a little bit more stylish. Again, they come with clear lenses. So if you are someone who still feels that, I'd like to have a frame with a lens on it, but I don't really care what it is. So it comes with clear lenses. And those Lux frames are a bit more stylish. They're a bit more sleek. We just introduced them recently. So there are 3 different frames that are available for the glasses. One is the default one, which doesn't contain any lenses at all, and that ships with the glasses, and 2 that you can actually put lenses in.
Yeah, and if you use a default one, would it look odd if you walked around with just a titanium frame, or do you think you could get away with doing that?
You could get away with doing that. There are lots of people who use the Envision glasses out and about with just the titanium frame. You really don't need to. I mean, if you're not someone who doesn't need to get the additional frames, unless you're really conscious about the way you look, or if you need to have something that that has clear lenses in them, or some prescription lenses, you could opt for the special frames. Else, the default one looks pretty good, and they really don't. I mean, it looks like you're just wearing slightly funkier sunglasses. That's all,
Okay.
From a distance, they really don't look like, they don't draw too much attention towards themselves, which is
that's great.
Yeah, which is one of the criteria we had, because there are tons of smart glasses out there that are probably a little bit more powerful than the Google Glass. But the reason why we picked it is because they really attract too much attention towards the person wearing them. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for your question, Graham. Okay, and we have Mark Pilkington, who's had his hand up for a while. So Mark, you should be able to unmute yourself. Hi, Mark.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Hello everyone. Thank you for taking my question. You pretty much answered it really. But what it is, there's no point in me. I don't wear glasses because there's no point. My eyesight's it's my optic nerves that are damaged. So, but I do wear sunglasses on and off because of the bright light. If I went for I think you said the Smith Optics, would I be able to, because how can you use the Google Glass and see through sunglasses? Can you still see the screen?
Yeah, you can see the screen, but you really don't need to see the screen. That's the way we've built the glasses. The Envision glasses is meant to be used as, a device with just a screen reader, which is our own screen reader that we built into it map all the talk back and voiceover, gestures on it.
Yeah.
So that's how you use the glasses. Now, of course, if you get the Lux frames or the Smith Optics frames, you can just go ahead and connect it to the glasses, and then you can add your own prescription lenses in it and then use it, or sunglasses. You can put dark lenses in it and use it. If you do, of course, put dark lenses, if they're too dark, then you probably won't be able to see the screen. But then on the other hand, you really don't need to. Like the screen is just there as part of the default hardware. We are in talks with Google to get rid of the screen, so it makes the glasses a little bit more lighter. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And also, what I was going to say as well was, how big are the Smith Optics frames? How deep are the actual? How deep are they? Are they big, or are they quite? If you're a small-faced person, do they look too big? That's what I mean.
No, I think to me they look very much like a regular pair of sunglasses, right? They're meant to be. They're of the same size. They're not like any bigger than them. They don't look like the Austin Powers kind of glasses, which are really
yeah.
they cover your whole face. They don't look like that. No, you won't look like Austin Powers in the glasses. The Smith Optics ones. It's very very casual looking, and it's black, so it looks pretty good as well. So yeah, overall it looks very nice. And the Lux frames are a bit more sleeker. They are a bit more thinner and sleeker than the Smith Optics. The Smith Optics are like, I don't know if you know about this particular type of Ray-Ban glasses. They're called Wayfarers. They are kind of, curved edges and but a bit straight as well. So the curved rectangular, edges. So that's how the glasses look like. Probably I'm doing a bad, job of describing them in person, but it doesn't look anything bigger than your regular pair of glasses.
Oh, thank you very much for answering that. Yeah, because I've just sent back. I've just trialed an Orcam, which it was a lot of money for what it was, but the only plus side to it was that it was interchangeable with different frames. But apart from that, yeah, that was that really. But yeah, I'm looking to get these, but I was just trying. But you've answered my question now. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Mark. Thanks for your question.
Maybe
now,
Stuart, just a quick one. I was going to comment on that. I wear those glasses. So the Lux frames, I've had lens with my prescription, excuse me, with the Envision glasses, and I'm quite small, and they don't look too big and anything on me. In fact, they look quite like my glasses I had before anyway. So I use the Lux frames, and what I would add is that for people who have photophobia, the Smith Optic one is really good for blocking out the light. They're kind of safety type glasses without being too big, too Austin Powers like. But we know quite a few people who've had those adapted to block out light.
Okay, thanks, Vanessa. And it's really good to hear from someone who's actually wearing these, which is great. Vanessa, do you want to just say a couple of words about what you do at Envision, and how many marathons have you run since we saw you last?
It was a year ago, Stuart. Can you believe it?
A year ago, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that was London, and that was, I think, the last. But anyway, nice to meet you and the team and everyone here. It's been great questions. No, I look after marketing at Envision, and in fact, I was up at Sight and Sound yesterday in Northampton, meeting with the team and having a look around the amazing facilities you've got there, and the amazing care team and tech teams and everything else. Really, really impressive. I have RP, so I have low vision, and I'm demoing, as we all are, glasses, the Envision glasses, and doing onboarding with them on a daily basis. And actually, I forget after a while that I'm wearing them, and I do have a level of vision. So for anyone who has got any vision on this call and can see me, there's a tiny heads up. The display is round by where my right eyebrow is, roughly. And if I really make an effort and wiggle because it does move a tiny bit, I can see a little bit of light. But to be honest with you, I don't use it because we've designed everything for the audio experience. And it's actually, I find if I try and look at the heads up, because it just shows what's, which menu item I want, I find it can be distracting.
Okay, brilliant.
But yeah, it's quite normal, and quite a normal behavior to try and do it, to try and read it.
Yeah, thanks, Vanessa. Thanks very much for that. I know there's some more questions in chat. We will go back to Sharon in a minute, but Julia Cosgrove has had her hand raised for a little while. So I just want to bring Julia in. And Julia, you should be able to unmute yourself, I hope.
Yes, not sure whether these questions are quite right for today. I've been trying to update from the 1.810 to the next one for the PDF, not that I'm that bothered, and it says there are no updates. Also, been trying to get the Ira app from the App Store, and it doesn't seem to be there.
Oh, okay. So 1.8.0 is the last, you're on the latest update, so it should be fine. On the other hand, with regards to Ira, you can definitely get in touch with us. Julia, we'd love to help you with it, because you don't need to get the Ira, app on your phone. You just need to log into the Ira, desktop application, and you should be able to go ahead and go ahead and automatically, or rather connect your Envision glasses to your Ira account. So in terms of connecting to Ira, just reach out to us from within the app. We would, or just drop a quick note at support@letsenvision. We'll reach out to you, get on a call with you, and then help you set up the glasses. Or you can also reach out to Ira, and they can also help you set up the account as well. So you can do both. Yeah.
Yes, I'm partway there anyway. Thanks.
Thanks, Julia, and thanks, Karthik, for that info. Very useful, I think, maybe for others as well. Okay, Sharon, is there anything you wanted to flag for us? There's probably lots, but are there any highlights you wanted to flag for us?
Gosh, there's loads, but great stuff. I actually have the Smith Optic frames set up if anybody wants to see them. Now I can try and do this with my headset on. I'll just put my video on. Alt-V, isn't it? Here we go. So these are the Smith Optic frames. I don't think I can get them on with my headset. No, I can. So they are a little bit, they're not far off, are they, Vanessa? They're not far off yours, but they're a bit more solid, and they also have these little things that flick out at the sides of your eyes to block out sunlight. So they have the extra.
You can actually remove those as well. Those are really easy to remove. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're more a safety thing, but of course they do keep some of the light out, which is a sort of, I think, an afterthought from when they were developed. But
that's what I thought they were. I thought they were for sunlight.
These are actually by default safety glasses. Yeah. That's why they're also a little bit thicker than your usual frame. They're meant to be sturdier. So yeah, it does look like that. Whereas the one Vanessa is wearing right now is sleeker, a little bit more lighter. And it actually is pretty close to what you're wearing as well, right? This is, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, and they're talking to me. So, but as far as chat is concerned,
I do see a question about from Paul Chapman. He asks, does the Bluetooth work with Bluetooth enabled hearing aids? Yes, Paul, it does work with Bluetooth enabled hearing aids. There have been users of the glasses who've successfully paired their hearing aids with the Envision glasses. In fact, we can, we or Sight and Sound, can help you set that up during the onboarding or the training that you might have. We can, set it up, and then you should be able to use it. So there have been lots of people using the glasses with your Bluetooth hearing aids, so that should work fine. Yeah.
Hey, brilliant. A couple of just see messages coming in the chat. People saying really interesting, have to go. But people are very, very interested and are thanking you guys for a great presentation. So thanks, Karthik. Yeah. And thanks, Vanessa, of course, as well. Anything else, Sharon, you wanted to flag for us?
Well, I just wanted to flag two things that I did not know. As well as I did not know what those little bits were really for on the Smith Optic lenses. Now I know. Safety. Yes, I didn't know that you can actually change the voice.
Yeah.
And the pitch and I didn't know you could do that. How would you do that? Is that in the app?
Yeah. No, it's on the glasses. So you can actually go to the device settings on the glasses. There is a mode called audio. So there's a category called audio. You can just go into audio, and then you can like go through all the different like audio options. So there's like you can change it from like to someone who wants to like use a US English voice versus like a British English voice. You can actually pick that. You can pick a male or female. So all the standard stuff that comes with the Google TTS is going to be there on the glasses, and we're also working on an update to the TTS setup itself on the glasses that we will hopefully push out in the next couple of months. So that's a pretty big update, which with more natural sounding voices and with more options and categories. So yeah, we're working on that at the moment. So hopefully we'll have something out in the next couple of months.
I have one last thing as well, and I've forgotten, and Karthik, you may have addressed this earlier when you were giving your presentation, apologies, but we have got voice commands on our glasses. Most of the direction and what you'll see is all with gestures on the touchpad on the side, but the voice commands in combination with the gestures, people can really navigate much more easily. And what we tend to see is people use a combination of those two to kind of make it their own. If you want to sort of identify cache, or you want to identify light source, or you want to jump to reading, sometimes, if you're using the gestures on the glasses, it might take a couple of swipes and taps, but if you just depress the spongy button, as we call it, in the hinge of the glasses, that actually activates a voice command. So you probably addressed that already, but it has actually made quite a big difference for a lot of our Envisioners.
Yeah, I think for example, say if you were out and about and you wanted to call an ally and you don't want to start messing about with the touchpad, you could just, especially if it's emergency, you need help quick, you can just press that and say call an ally, and then find your friend quickly.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I think for people who are probably not wanting to use Aira because it might be expensive or because of other reasons, Call an Ally is available. I think I saw Graham asking this question in the chat as well. If people do find Aira expensive or don't use Aira for any reason, or don't want to, they can always use Call an Ally. And Call an Ally is completely free. So there is no cost. You could be talking to your ally for hours at a time. That there's no cost attached to it. It's all built into the cost of the glasses itself. Just that your ally has to just have the Envision Ally app, which is a free app that we have on Android and iOS. And once they install it, they get a notification whenever you call them. And then, you can go ahead and have a chat with them through Call an Ally if you are not someone who is keen on using Aira. And when we have Be My Eyes, you can also have Be My Eyes as an option apart from Aira and Ally. So yeah, I mean, if it's coming, I'm not saying it's coming. If it's coming, maybe it's coming. I don't know. But when it is, you will have the option to do that as well. So yeah.
I get a feeling, Karthik, we need to bring you back in 6 months' time. It sounds like there could be quite a few things coming. So I think we'll mark that in our diaries. Yeah, we get you guys back.
Sooner. Yeah, we actually, I know I'm messing up your schedule here a little bit, but one of the things is that I was seeing some questions there between us and Allcam. That's a very common question. Now we do side-by-side stuff, and we are developing so fast because we're a software company. So this was something actually I had a chat with the team at the office yesterday about, the main difference is, apart from a richer feature set, is the fact that as a software company, we're continuously innovating. So it's a software update and there's a new feature or a new function in there. And if you could imagine the scenario that of all the apps that we're using out there, there is no reason, Karthik will kill me because he's head of tech and I'm a marketer, who says, nah, that's not difficult. But there is no reason in principle why those apps couldn't be on the Envision platform. And Envision, we have great glasses, we have a fabulous app, but we have this software platform which is enabling us to add, even third-party services that we do to create a hands-free experience. And I think that's one very different thing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the biggest promise of the glasses, is that when people buy a pair of Envision glasses, they don't just get Envision's tech, they get a whole bunch of third-party apps. Like, for example, it also helps the partners a lot. For when Aira wanted to make a hands-free solution, they didn't have to go out and get themselves a pair of smart glasses hardware and then build their entire app on it for the smart glasses all over again. We just got in touch, in March during CSUN. By May, we started working on it, and June, we got things wrapped up. That's how easy it was for them to actually come on to the Envision Glasses platform. So, like we already had the cash reader feature on it, now Aira, and then, we already have blind square QR code as an option, built into the scan QR code functions on the glasses as well. And then Navi Lens is also in the works. And then, of course, we have a whole bunch of other apps that people love to use that are also going to be on the glasses. So, and of course, we cost less than half of what it costs to buy other similar products in the market. And the platform keeps evolving every single month. I mean, this month we've got a big update for the find objects in the explore category on the glasses. The month after that, we've got plans to introduce a new way of using the glasses. We have something called focus mode, where we simplify the UI of the glasses for people who just use some features and don't want to see the other features in the glasses or hide them away. So it's an evolving product. We constantly get feedback from sessions like this. So I would strongly encourage you all to actually, get a demo of the glasses from Sight and Sound or from Envision as well. We would love to show you the glasses more in person, and also get feedback on what are the things that we can work on, because that's basically how Envision keeps going forward. We just get feedback from the community. We see what needs to be worked on, what is possible to be worked on, and then just go out and build it. One last thing from Graham Page. He asks if there is an option to detect the presence of light in the room. Yes, there is possible. There is a feature called Detect Light on the glasses, where you can actually, where it gives you beeps to tell you how much light is actually in the room. So a higher frequency of beeps, a faster frequency of beeps means more light, and slower frequency means less. So there is already that feature built into the glasses as well. So.
Okay, thank you, Karthik. Just on the back of what Karthik said there, if anyone is interested in following up with us after today, and if you want to get a demo of the Envision kit, then you can email sales@sightandsound.co.uk, or you can call us, of course, on 01604 798 070. And there's quite a few assistive technology shows and exhibitions coming up across the UK in the next little while. We're all over the place, and we'll be in Sight Village, London on the 8th of November. Karthik and Vanessa, thank you so much for giving us your time. We appreciate you guys coming along today and answering so many questions, and being so generous with your time. Thanks, of course, as always, to Sharon for so ably managing and indeed fixing our chat. That's all we've time for today. We're back for Webinar Wednesday in November, on the 2nd of November. Looking forward to that. But until then, stay well, everybody. Have a great month. And from Stuart and everybody at Sight and Sound Technology, thanks a million.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.